Yeah, welcome to the Five Reasons Sports Post Game Show. I'm your host, Roy A. Shepherd. We're a little light tonight on the crew. We got a couple of guys out on the injury report, but I am happy to be joined by my guy Ricky J. Mark and the producer slash correspondent for the night, Alejandro. Okay, I'm going to try to say your last name, but I'm going to get it wrong, and I apologize in advance. Viegas.
Yeah, that's the right pronunciation in English, I guess.
Okay, yeah. That's right. That's right-ish. So say it right for me one time, bro.
Yeah, in Spanish would be Villegas.
Villegas. Oh, jeez. Okay.
I'm not going to try.
But you got it.
All right. So Miami actually came out with a 106-101 victory over the Chicago Bulls in a game in which they led by 17 points at the end of 3. Okay, and so they won this game by 5, and you got to take the wins as they come, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But, Ricky, tell me your thoughts on the win tonight.
Look, man, we are going to need every win we can get between now and the remaining 11 games of the season because, as we've seen with the Eastern Conference, these other teams are not playing around. The Knicks aren't playing around. I know y'all hate it when I say it. Hi, you'll be all right. It's Saturday night. The Knicks aren't playing around. The Hawks, as they showed us last night, aren't playing around. The Celtics are gearing up. Everybody else is getting ready. We got to be ready too because at this point, Miami, like you said, they got to take the wins that they can get. And if you look at these standings, a 3-game winning streak could put you in 4th, and a 2-game losing streak could put you in the play-in. So we can't afford to drop games. Yeah, we can't afford. The Miami Heat can't afford to let games like this go. They've lost way too many games this season to teams that they should have had no business losing to. So keep it going.
So Alejandro, I'm gonna throw this to you, man. Tell me your thoughts on the game tonight.
We talked about it in the pregame show. We thought, okay, coming from such a horrible loss in Atlanta, this game was really important, right? We had to really get going early, and that's what happened. And I guess everybody was happy to the third quarter, and then we just fucked it up again. I don't know. It was so weird because they were winning at some point. They were winning by more than 20 points, which is what everybody wanted, right? What everybody expected from this game. So I don't know. It was like 3 quarters of great basketball, especially great defense, and then it just went all down the drain. So it gets like a I don't know, sweet and sour kind of feeling about it.
It went to hell. It went to hell in the handbasket really quickly. And to your point, this was a game that was very important considering the game that we lost yesterday. And we actually came out and we started the game, played the first 3 quarters like this game meant what it was supposed to mean to us. Yeah. And then that fourth quarter came around. We had those bench guys in there for a little bit longer than we were supposed to, especially considering that we didn't have Dragic or Hero tonight. And that lead just kind of dwindled to the point where this became a really competitive game down the stretch. Ricky, we got a total of 17 points for our bench tonight. I want you to talk some about that, the effort that we've been getting from our bench lately, and even when we've had Dragic and Tyler.
Yeah, it's been paltry at best and abominable at worst. This Heat team, I don't know what it is. It's a combination of injuries, exhaustion, still recovering from, a long time ago. I know that's an excuse nobody really wants to hear, but if you just look at how top heavy in many ways this team was. Without Bam, only 4 players were in double figures. You had Bam, who just hit 20 points, Kendrick Nunn, who had 22, Duncan Robinson, who was hot early and seemingly cooled off late, with 23, and then you had Jimmy Butler with 20 points, 10 of which came from the free throw line, right? Everybody else was at 6.
Right at the end with a lot of free throws for Jimmy.
Yeah. So like the next highest scorer outside of those guys was Andre Iguodala with 6 points in what was the final score? Like, what was it, like 10?
We got it right here.
101?
Ricky, look at your screen.
Yeah. There it is. Sorry. I'm not two people like you.
We set it up for you, and you missed the alley stuff like that. Come on.
I'm not 2 people like you, Alejandro. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Here twice trying to do this for you. Come on.
So like at this point, it's going to be tough. But look, they're going to need every single point they can squeeze out of this team. Yeah. You're hopeful that Hero, if and when he comes back, can give you something. You're hopeful that Dragic, if and when he comes back, can give you something. Miami shouldn't have had to struggle to escape this game. It's really starting to feel like a lot of these wins, not counting the 2 random blowouts that happened a week ago, it seems like a lot of these wins feel like escapes, and that doesn't really bode well heading to the playoffs. Now, granted, this Heat team does have about, I believe, 11 games left to figure things out. Am I optimistic about that? Well, I don't know. My legal training tells me that precedent is often a good way of figuring things out. So this Heat team is, unless a switch magically is flipped, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but we'll have to wait and see.
All right, Royal, let's switch here like the Miami Heat does on defense. Let's switch it up here. How do you feel about this win? And especially, look at your name today. Jimmy and Bam were arguing. So, how do you feel about it? These two guys seem like never be in this type of situation. But now, do you feel like they're starting to feel the pressure a little bit? I mean, I don't know. How do you feel about it?
So before I answer your question, I want to make sure that I read the dono. So I want to thank Amp, the producer, for the $5 dono. He said Eric Reed and John Crowdy sounded like frustrated fans tonight. Why do Miami do us like this? I have no idea. And thank you to our guy Christian Carter for the $4.99 dono. He said worst win of the season. UD Sensei said posterize and destroy this bootleg Burtman. The kicker Celtics said it was better than you. Don't trade COVID down. Look, thank you, Christian. But to address your question, Alejandro, I think last night put a lot of people in the same mood in which we can't trust this team to be consistent anymore. So it's just like I expected when I predicted last night. I usually say this team is going to blow out whoever we're playing. Last night I predicted a marginal victory because that's exactly what I expected.
Well, they blew it out for 3 quarters. It
didn't look like that at first, but at the end of the day, it turned into what it turned into, which is an unnecessarily close game. Jimmy and Bam, I don't think they're feeling the pressure. I think that's genuine frustration with the way that this team is played. They have to do everything. If we don't get that last push from Jimmy and Bam, we lose this game. This was a game where they thought they could coast. We were up 20. It was a party, and then it was a close game where they had to come back in and they had to close it out, and that could be tiring for a team that you need to stack up as many easy wins as you can going into whatever situation you're going to become playoff time. So I want to do some of the sponsors because I like the way we did it last night, so I'm going to throw them in throughout the show. We want to thank one of our new sponsors, that's Therapist Preferred. Look at that. Therapist Preferred. They sell premium CBD products. They're 100% THC free and they're third lab verified. Each one of them. Their most popular products are the green apple gummies, which are the ones that I have, and like strawberry lemonade. They have creams and stuff that you can apply to yourself. But yeah, when you go to their website, therapistpreferred.com, make sure you use the promo code 5 Reasons. That's the number 5 Reasons, and you get 20% off plus free shipping on your order. But you guys make sure you do that. There's also some type of competition that we're going to be having, and we're going to announce that a little bit later on. So yeah, let's get around to some of the individual performances. This is going to be a quick show because we're on a back-to-back just like the Heat, so we need to go to bed. I want to talk something about talk something about Kendrick Nunn. Yeah, I want to talk something about Kendrick Nunn because the way that he's been playing has seemed to go on it seems to be secondary to the way that other people play. Like the way Tyler's played has been a bigger story than the way Kendrick Nunn has played, or the way that the team has played has seemed to overshadow the way Kendrick Nunn has played. He's been playing really well as of late. Ricky, I want you to give me your thoughts on Kendrick Nunn's game tonight.
Kendrick Nunn is the type of player that has been a bit of an enigma in many ways, not just tonight, but this whole season. For a long time, he was borderline unplayable because he was still coming back from COVID, and, that was clearly having an impact on him. Tonight, you see a guy who, for all intents and purposes, had a pretty efficient night. He had 22 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, shot 50% from the field, hit all his free throws, and shot 50% from 3. If you could harness this kind of Kendrick Nunn off the bench or even as an occasional starter, then my goodness. But the unfortunate thing is you can't expect this from Kendrick Nunn every night. You really can't. That's just not who he is. That's not what his role should be at this point, either in his career or just in general. I'm thankful. Heat fans should be thankful that in the 35 minutes that he played, he was able to give Miami that. But look, I wouldn't expect Kendrick Nunn to give you those same numbers in a couple of nights. That's just, you're asking for too much at this point. Yeah, same thing I've been saying about some of the other role players this season.
I mean, we've been discussing here if Nunn or Hero or now Dragic has been thrown into this discussion, which should get more minutes. How many games, like the games that Nunn has had in the last, 10 games or 5 games, how many of those have either Hero or Dragic had this season? Like
That's a fair point.
more than 20 points and I mean, I
Or a
don't
30-point game. Or
yeah,
30-point game without
I
Jimmy.
don't remember many of them.
Kendrick
Hero's
Nunn
had a
was
few.
primary. Hero hasn't had. I don't think. Yes, Hero has had a few, but Hero hasn't had like a 30-point game without Jimmy or Bam to help lead this team to a victory. And I get it. It was against Houston, and I understand that. But just like we were lacking our big dogs too, and we needed somebody to step up. And it wasn't Dragic. It wasn't Hero to step up. It was Nunn who stepped up for us that game. And I want to thank Belinsky Pierre for the $4.99. Don't know. He said we need Oladipo back badly. And who should? Oh, I missed it. And who should be our last roster spot signing? Nobody. We just leave it blank if it's not going because they're not going to.
There's nobody out there that's going to save this team between now and the end of the season.
No, you're starting to see Spo kind of truncate his thing down to a 9-man rotation because again, we only played 9 tonight, even though we had we took out 2, replaced them with 2, and didn't go much deeper than that. But Alejandro, I want to focus on that conversation that you were having, and that's the Kendrick Nunn, Tyler Hero, Goran Dragic. The way that Kendrick Nunn has played, has it warranted him at least being in consideration for taking that, I guess, that backup lead guard spot over maybe Goran, over maybe Tyler Hero?
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, we saw what the Hero did in the playoffs last year, and we know that Spoelstra trusts him still, even though it hasn't been the season we expected for him. I mean, we have to remind people he started this season as the starter in that position, and now we're talking about if he should be getting minutes at all. So that's how this season has been for Miami and for him especially. So I don't know, man. It's we know, and how many times we've said it here, and Ethan said it all the time in the playoffs. Right now the Heat will be playing for the playing tournament. So if they make the playoffs, we know that the rotation tends to be 8 or 9 players, but maybe this year it's different, man. I mean, this has been such a, weird season for the Heat that this could be an option just to have them all available and just rotate depending on how they're feeling or how they're performing. I mean, none of them have really been consistent enough for you to say, all right, this is the guy I'm going to go with for the whole playoffs. No, I mean, you just have to look at how things are working and then trying to work from there.
That's a fair point. And Ricky, I'm going to throw a similar question to you after I read this dono. Thank you, Mr. Seven Credible, for the $5.49. I think that's euros. He said difference is that Nunn doesn't have to be hot to help the team as opposed to Hero. Yeah, I mean, but Hero does offer things that Kendrick Nunn doesn't in certain respects. Ricky, the question that I wanted to pose to you is that a sustainable way for us to move forward in the playoffs if we have 3 guards that are essentially one guard? Like we don't know which one of them that we're going to play from night to night. If we get Vic back, like if we don't, then we know that Nunn's going to start. But if Vic comes back is what we're talking about here. Like, is that a sustainable way for us to move forward?
I think if Vic comes back and is playable and healthy, then those 3 and then the guards by committee becomes depth. It becomes we play the hot hand. If it's working out after a couple minutes, then all right, let's see where this goes. In addition to some of the other guys, but if Vic doesn't come back, and at this point the Heat have been very cagey about his knee. We don't know, but if you're out this long after that, we're gonna start drawing our own conclusions about that. Then I'm not exactly sure a guard by committee is going to work. Let me give you a historical example. Okay, in the interim period between the championship runs that the Bulls had in the 90s, they had basically centers by committee. They didn't really have like a Horace Grant or a Dennis Rodman just yet. They had Bill Wennington, Corey Blunt, and a couple other guys like that. But they didn't really have that serious, solid presence for them down low to give them help while Jordan and Pippen were doing their thing along the perimeter. It wasn't until Dennis Rodman came when, okay, now there's an identity down there. We know what we're expecting out of those guys, and the so-called center by committee, it can now serve as depth. We don't have to rely on them to survive. It's the same way, for example, before Vic got here, we were overly dependent on arguably the worst defensive backcourt in the league. And then Vic came for a couple of days, and then we started to realize, whoa, we're deep now. We got Hero off the bench. Duncan doesn't have to shoot 17 times just for us to have a chance. And Jimmy doesn't have to average a triple-double, right? So moving forward, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that Vic comes back, because if he doesn't, and this is what Miami's going to have to deal with, depending on who this team faces in the first round. I know some were talking a little earlier about, oh, I want Brooklyn, I want this. No, you don't. No, you don't. Believe me. Don't get too cocky, Heat fan. We ain't that great. Like,
yeah, some of the playoff matchups that people have been asking for or clamoring for seem to me sometimes be the very opposite of what we should be asking for at a time like this. Like, a lot of people are still very high on the Heat versus Milwaukee matchup, and I see how the win last year could give you some confidence in that. But this team is not the same team last year. I think Jimmy said it. We've all been saying it for a very long time. Like, people need to let go of that bubble thing, because that is not what this team is. So we're going to pay another sponsor. Let the other Alejandro talk. Alejandro, number 2, do you want to pay Miami Grill? Because we're just going to do a sponsor.
Oh, no, they didn't, Trey. No, they didn't. Okay? No, they didn't.
No, the
Miami Grill,
history.
huh?
Yeah, you can pay Miami Grill tonight. So you give them a
Yeah, let's go ahead and look at what they have here. So if you guys live here in Miami, we want to invite you to go over and check this delicious food there in Miami Grill. I mean, I'm not a Philly steak guy, but I know Ricky likes those very much. So
No, I don't.
yes, you
Oh my
do.
God.
And then the wings.
like that.
love wings. I love wings. Yes. So go ahead and go to Miami Grill. Go check those wings, because those are awesome. And if you're more of a healthy kind of guy, you can get your, a little bit of also salad
Nah, it's
there.
a pandemic. We eating bad.
Yeah, but you have a little bit of everything. So they have everything there in Miami Grill. Just go check it out. They're just awesome. Good food, good games. Not the Miami Heat, but other games. You can watch something else. And
Alejandro, you're natural at paying the bills, Alejandro. I like
Bam.
that.
well,
Get
that's
that.
what we do.
Want to thank our guy Ravi Patel for the $5 donation. He said K Nunn should start in the playoffs, and the potential of Nunn and Oladipo backcourt is being overlooked in terms of how much damage they could do. Well, let's take a look at that. If we started K Nunn and Oladipo, then the lineup would look like Kendrick Nunn, Victor Oladipo, Duncan Robinson, Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo. Who's playing the 4? Jimmy?
He's not gonna last long at the 4.
Look,
He's gonna go out like Shane Battier did. We cut like 5 years off his career playing him there.
Yeah. But Alejandro, if you had to choose right now, like what would your playoff rotation kind of look like? Spo's going 9 deep. Who are the 9 players on this team that you feel like will give us the best chance to win in a playoff game?
So you're gonna have. It depends on which Oladipo you have, right? Because we don't know if he's gonna be back in full strength, or if you're gonna just play him as a rotation guy.
Let's assume he's healthy. Let's assume he comes
So
back.
he should be in the starting lineup with who? With Jimmy, with Bam, Duncan, and who else? Detman, maybe. So if you want to go that, no, not.
I think Trevor Ariza.
Yeah. Trevor Ariza there. So, I mean, you're gonna have Iggy is gonna be there. Hero's gonna be there. If Dragic's back, he's gonna be there. So, and Detman's gonna be there. So that's your 9 right there.
Right, you have Kendrick Nunn out.
Well, it's either Kendrick Nunn or Dragic out, or Hero.
Hero.
Yeah, we're going back to the same discussion. So I don't know. I mean, to me, it should be 10 or 11 because like I said, I don't really trust any of them to really just shut the rest off. Like we saw what happened with Nunn was not playing at all. Like that was not fair. And we saw what we missed of him when he came back. He was just better than what he was before, and we all know that he went through a lot of stuff outside of the court. But I mean that would be the rotation, I guess. Just knowing Spoelstra, that's the guys he would trust.
Ricky, you seem like you want to jump in here.
Yeah, I think Spo's gonna keep trying to give Hero a chance, especially given his history with what he did in that magical bubble run last year or whatever, right? But I think he's going to pull the leash very quickly if it's clear that Hero is not ready or if he's overwhelmed by the job that is being given to him. Because right now, unlike last season, the Heat have some more options. So if Hero's not cutting it, okay, next man up. Because remember, dating back to 2015, that was the mentality of this team. If somebody ain't cutting it or if somebody gets hurt, Spo's like, all right, next man up. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's what UD's been barking at these guys for years, even back when UD used to play himself.
That's fair. But no, I wasn't asking for people. I just had I had an idea about bringing one of you guys on the show. You guys like to talk trash in the comments, and I want to see if you guys can hold up on these streams because
nobody wanted to came, so maybe for next.
Don't worry, we're gonna give everybody an opportunity one of these days to get on here, or give some people an opportunity to get on here because a lot of them guys don't realize how hot these lights are when they get on here. So we had a pretty good. We won a game, and we're gonna take that. Yeah. We have to see the Bulls again on Monday. So I'm going to ask you first, Ricky. The boy feeling good about Monday?
It appears that every time I say I'm feeling good, we lose. So I feel terrible. Oh, my God. Okay. I mean, the Bulls are going to learn from tonight, and they're going to – I mean, are we going to Chicago, or are we staying here? I don't even know, to be honest with you.
We're still at home.
No, staying here.
Oh, we're still in Miami? Okay, well, in that case, the Bulls are going to learn from their mistakes this time around. Miami's going to try it. Duncan's going to I mean, it seems that Duncan shot all of his good threes tonight, so he's probably going to be terrible on Monday. So, hey, I mean, like I said at the very beginning, I don't feel that great about Miami going 9-3 on this stretch. So, that usually starts with some losses, and it seems like Monday's going to be that first. Well, after Atlanta.
Speak, King.
It's necessary.
Alejandro, the boy feeling good?
The boy doesn't know how to feel about this thing. You never know. Every time you sit in front of that television, you're like, all right, we're ready for some different experience tonight. We don't know what's going to happen.
Whoa.
So, and especially in this, when you play a team twice, it's really hard to take two of them. I remember when the Heat took two from the Knicks. And that was a surprise early in the year. That doesn't happen very often. And I remember they had one, I think, against the Hawks here as well, and they lost one of those two. So I don't know. I don't feel that hot about this second matchup against the Chicago Bulls. We'll see. What about you, Royal? How do you feel about this?
Oh, don't worry.
Feeling any good or not?
Oh, I like the way you asked that question, Alejandro. Yes, the boy is feeling good. Miami is finna blow that shit out on Monday. We're going to win by 20 points because we're going to finish off what we start at the end of this game. I like the way we played for most of this game. I have to admit, it was one of the happiest I had seen the team. It was one of the most complete games that I had seen, or through 3 quarters that I had seen this team play in a very long time. I was very excited, and I think that they can repeat that. And this time, I feel like they're going to know that they have to finish it off, and that's going to be a game that they use to make another statement like we're going to finish it. So, thank I got Brian Drake for the $10 dono at the deadline. He said Dedmon, Bam, Jimmy, Duncan, and Nunn should at least start. Vic should be 6-man because of the injuries. Dedmon can be first to get subbed. Bam has 4 tendencies. Sign Beasley for the hell of it. We're not going to sign Beasley. I see no reason to start Dwayne Dedmon and Bam Adebayo together because you have no bigs coming off the bench after them. Like that has to be.
You're going to have to play Precious then.
God, Alejandro, you almost made me have a heart attack on here. Christian Carter, thank you for the $1.99 dono. He said we finna blow it out, but they finna come back.
Well, or Bielitsa. We forgot about Bielitsa.
Yeah, listen, Bielitsa doesn't play for this team anymore since Dwayne Dedmon got on it. All right, let's pay some bills. Man. Let's pay some bills before we get up out of here. Ricky, I think we paid Miami Grill. We've also played Therapist Preferred. I had to read the thing right quick. I took a couple of them gummies. You get to pay Vertagear tonight, brother.
I'm waiting. Hey. All right, so y'all know about Vertagear. Vertagear. What is Vertagear? I don't even know what that is. Okay, Vertagear. Okay, shout out to Vertagear. You know why? Because I don't know if y'all noticed this, but these chairs here are magnificent. They feel amazing. I'm a guy that hurt his back in November, and I'll tell you this much. Sitting on these chairs have been fantastic for me. It's really been helping me in terms of the stream and all this other stuff that I've been working on. You're seeing right now some of the options that you have here. For those of you that are gamers, for those of you that are streamers, for those of you that are aspiring gamers and streamers, Vertagear is the chair for you. I'm telling you. I love this chair. I'm so thankful to them for giving me the opportunity to sit here and even tell you guys about this chair. It feels great. So look, we're going to have a link down below. You click on that, good things will happen to you. I'll just say that much. Good things will happen to you because, look, here's the thing. For those of you that have Apple products, you know that when you get an Apple computer, It's getting yeah. Matter of fact, I'm streaming. I'm
Apple's not paying
streaming.
here. Stop, Ricky.
All right, but here's my point.
I'm streaming on this Mac Mini, Ricky.
Here's what I'm saying though. Here's what I'm saying. It's a quality product, and you know Apple's kind of pricey, but if you take care of it, it's like a Toyota Camry. You see, that's another
Right.
cross promo. It's like a Toyota Camry. That thing will last you at least
we're gonna
20
send
years
this
if you're
to
good
those
to
guys.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the way I feel about this chair, and I'm not just
Yeah.
saying that because I'm sitting in it. Because here's the thing: if it's not a good chair, I'll tell you it's not a good chair.
Yeah.
Get with Vertagear; they will take good care of you. And guess what? At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, that booty will thank you.
And your back will thank you as well. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
indeed.
Yes, it does.
So I'm going to pay the primary sponsor of the 5 Reasons Sports Post-Game Show, the Post Up, and that's Biscayne Bay Brewing. Make sure you guys check out. It's the locally owned brewery in the heart of Miami. They are also the official brewery of the Miami Marlins. So you make sure you go to BiscayneBayBrewing.com. Check out some of their products. They have the Marlins Lager, the Pastime Pilsners. It's another one. A new one, Colada or something towards the bottom. I can't remember the name of it. Another one. But yeah, they just keep coming out with banger beers, great beer. Make sure you guys check them out. Ask for it in your local restaurants. And yeah, make sure you get you some of that and drink responsibly. And don't drink outside because it's still a pandemic going on. So yeah, there we go. The lovely website getting pulled up by our guy Alejandro. So Alejandro, if you guys don't know, is the maestro of the 5 Reasons Sports YouTube channel. Alejandro, tell the people some of the programming that they can expect from the YouTube channel in the next few days.
Damn, we have a little bit of everything. Today we had 3 games at the same time. So we have Inter Miami. We did the pregame show early, and we're gonna have something coming up later as well. We're gonna have Marlins on tap for you that follow the Marlins. The Marlins are playing right now the San Francisco Giants, so that's a late night game that you guys can go watch. It's not gonna be very much better than the Heat, so don't get to your heights very up. But no, other than that, we have different shows coming up, especially you guys know the Clutch Corner. We have what was the name of the one that
Full Court Press?
Full Court Press. They just did their first episode. We have also the Heat versus Feel the Heat, but we have also Heat versus the World podcast. We have so many different things. We have a mock draft for all of you NFL fans, which the guys from 3 Yards Per Carry just did a mock draft, and we're gonna have the entire week. From next week is gonna be all about the NFL draft. So for you guys that follow the NFL, that's going to be good for you. Join us. We're going to have different live streams. We have a little bit of everything. On Monday, of course, we're going to be back with the pregame, live score during the game, and then post-game show, the post-up. We're getting up here. Oh, we also have, for all of you UFC fans,
yes, indeed.
Also do a lot of shows on that. Let me see the
walkouts
UFC,
and knockouts.
Yeah, walkouts and knockouts, because we had the UFC 261 that's going on as well. The Evening Juice with Lemon City. We have a little bit of everything. We're growing, man. So Thank you to all of you for supporting this project. We're trying to get to a different level here. That's thanks to you guys that have been subscribing to our channel. So thank you very much.
We're gonna get there.
So I want to answer our guy Tino Chino's question. He said, "Does Alejandro do the post-up show funny moments?" No, he doesn't. That's our guy Marco Romo.
That's Marco Romo.
Monday Night Marco.
Marco Romo. Follow him at Marco Romo _. Free Marco. He ain't do nothing.
Free my dog. He ain't do nothing.
He ain't do nothing. So yeah, as always, thank you guys. I told you I was gonna get y'all out of here quick. Thank you guys for joining us in the comments, making the show much more fun than it would have been without you. Thank you to my guys Ricky J. Mark and Alejandro Villegas.
There you go. You're getting it.
I get that. But yeah, thank you for producing and jumping in for Manny tonight. We'll see you guys on Monday. Play the video, Alejandro.